Hey, I'm Jason Hinkle, and I'm one of the pastors here at Crossroads. And for my Advent devotional based on a Christmas song, I ended up choosing Peace into the World. It's actually a song that I wrote about 10 years ago and had the privilege of being able to do an album with it in it just a couple years ago where I completed it and actually got a little bit of airplay because Ashley Graham did such an amazing job on it as well. And hopefully you can hear that at the end of this. Um, but basically, I focused on peace. It's called Peace into the World, and so that's just the gist of it. And I'm just going to highlight some verses where that comes out. In the verse one, it says, "The prophets long ago foretold the coming of the Prince of Peace." So first and foremost, Jesus is the Prince of Peace, and He's the one who brings peace into this world. And then we're going to focus on what that peace actually is. And in the pre-chorus, it actually says that, and yet the angels sang the song of the baby Son of God, the one who came to reconcile. And so that is peace. Peace is reconciliation. It's reconciliation between us and God, and it also is reconciliation between us and others. But there's one that we forget. It's reconciliation within ourselves. So often we're at battle with ourselves, or we have these fears and doubts and worries and concerns. But God is the one who comes and brings peace into the midst of that. So I'll hash that out in just a little bit. But also, in the next part of the pre-chorus, it says, "Glory to our God on high, peace on whom his favor lies." That's straight out of scripture. And then he has come to be the light. So peace on whom his favor lies. God is the one who brings the peace. We can't manufacture this peace. We can't cause there to be peace between us and God on our own volition. It's never going to happen. There's not going to be peace within our own spirits just by trying and getting that. No, God is the one who brings it. It's us opening our spirits to that. And then once we have peace within ourselves, then we can actually work towards peace with others, towards where there's discord and where others have hurt us, or we have hurt other people, then that peace within can start to make changes. When I was in high school, I was pretty sensitive. I would get hurt pretty easily, and I had friends who weren't necessarily Christians and would just rib me quite a bit and that kind of stuff. And even teachers at times who I worked with and doing landscaping and that kind of stuff. So after that, after probably a bad week of that, I was at church and they actually talked about peace and said, if you want to come down to the altar and pray about it. So I thought, hey, this is what I'm having problems with right now. So I went down and my best friend was there from church and some other people surrounded me in prayer. And at that moment, when I prayed, I actually felt God touch me. And I had a peace that I had never imagined or never felt before. And I never lost that. Before that, again, I was hurt. I was sensitive and that kind of stuff. Now, did I get hurt? Yes, I got hurt, but I got over it really quickly, and things just went off my shoulders really easily and that kind of stuff. And but it wasn't of my own volition. It wasn't of my own doing. It was just opening myself to God and His working in my heart, my life, and to this day, that's been the most powerful encounter of God's Spirit that I've ever had, and I will always remember that. But it was something that I couldn't do, and it was something that God placed within me, and so I'm forever grateful for that. So I'm just gonna keep going on. In the chorus, it says, "You brought your peace into the world in the middle of the night. You brought your peace into the world to cast all fears aside. You brought your peace into the world to let it grow in hearts of those seeking your light." So he brought the peace into the world in the middle of this night. Not when in good times, but in the middle of the night, in the middle of COVID, in the middle of an election that was so divisive, in the middle of other racial things that have been divisive. He is the one who brings peace. Again, we can't manufacture it, but we can be the ones who aid it. First of all, between him and us, and then between in our own spirits, and then we help others because we are spreading the light of peace that God is working to add it into other people's hearts, not anything that we can manufacture. He's the one who's doing it. It's just us being open and receptive to that. And then verse 2, to follow up with this thing that I already talked about, the voices of today speak of fear always in a world gone wrong. It's a hopeless song, and yet his peace remains on those who seek his face. In joy or pain, we bless his name. So, this culture, we're hearing fear in every realm, no matter where you fall. We're hearing fear. If this doesn't happen, oh no. If this doesn't happen, oh no. And I'm not going to get into specifics, but fear is ruling the day. But we are not a people of fear. We are a people of peace. We are a people who God gives us His Spirit to help us to live in peace. And I think that peace and joy for me, they're very, very close. And it's something that's within. It doesn't happen with, it doesn't, what's the word? It doesn't depend on outside circumstances. No matter what's happening, in joy or pain, we bless His name because of the peace that is within us that God gives. So I would just invite you during this Christmas season to open yourself, to let God's peace come and to work within you, so that we can be able to be the peacemakers, not the peacekeepers, but the peacemakers within ourselves and the people we come in contact with. So I hope you enjoy this song. Thank you.